Hey there, legendary souls. Welcome back to Unconventional Counseling. If you're new, my name is Ada Ad Astra. Welcome, welcome. You are welcome here. So today we're going to do a Mother's Day reading, specifically around the energy of missing our mom. Mother's Day is and continues to be pretty hard for me, and I know that it's hard for whomever is clicking on this reading. Ooh, okay. That's what we doing today, body? That's some emotion right there. I don't know if you heard that in my voice. Ooh. This weekend was hard, y'all. This past weekend with Mother's Day was really hard. And the past few years have been hard, and yet this one felt particularly hard. You know, grief can be so strange and funny. And heavy and weird. I wasn't thinking about Mother's Day. I wasn't thinking about how it might be hard until my body was like, reminder. We have emotions around this. So this reading is for you if that happens to you too. It happens to you around Mother's Day. It happens to you around your mom's birthday. It happens to you around significant events, whether she's transitioned from this life or this, this plane of existence, or whether there was just, okay. That's how that wants to come out. That's the Hanged one. So if you're drawn to this first pile, this is an energy that's there. I don't even know what I'm doing all the way. I'm just really just letting my body lead, y'all. I couldn't tell you what's happening right now. But we're going to go with it. Because something that I'm practicing these days is just being kinder to myself. I have the Knight of Swords for pile number 2. Let's see what we have for pile number 3. We have the Ten of Swords. More specifically, everything is fine. Grief has a lot of layers. It has levels. It has dimensions. It has different ways that it wants to show up. My mentor, so grateful to have her in my life. My mentor has this phrase that grief needs your whole body. So whether grief is disorienting for you around your mom right now and you feel turned upside down, there's a message here for you. Whether grief is moving quickly through you, or it's having you move quickly through circumstances or experiences in your life, there's a message here for you. Or whether grief is paralyzing you, whether there's pain in all different points in your body, whether all you can do is just lay down or scroll or kind of try to numb out and escape. There's a message here for you. I'm going to say a quick prayer, and then we're going to get into pile number 1, then pile number 2, and pile number 3. I'll have timestamps below, so if you want to choose your pile, see which one or which ones you're most drawn to. Divine Alchemist, angels and archangels, well ancestors and spirit animals for our highest goods, We invite you in at this time, and we ask for extra support right now around Mother's Day, around all of the children, the adult children that are missing their moms for any reason, for any circumstance. Please be with us, because this hurts. It's painful. And sometimes we really don't know what to do with the amount of pain that we're feeling. Hold us in your heart. Like, remember us at this time. Be with us. Hold us steady. Give us spaces and places and people with whom, where we can let loose, where we can be angry, where we can scream if we need to, where we can cry if we have to. Help us to feel safe somewhere in our life, in our relationships with ourselves. Help us to feel a mother's love, even if our mother isn't here with us anymore, or for our own mental health, or our own livelihoods, for whatever reason. It's for our best to love her from a distance. And please allow for the message that the viewer is needing or looking for or open to. Please allow for it to be here for them, whatever it is they need to hear. Let it come through clearly, concisely, in an encouraging and uplifting manner. But also, let it be real. We're in a lot of pain, so let it be real. Not all this love and light stuff all the time. Let it be real. Thank you all so much for all that you have done, all that you're currently doing, and all that you're going to do in service of these intentions. Ashe. Dang, y'all. I'm already crying. Okay. Here we go, right? So if you've picked pile number 1, we're going to see what oracle message we have for you. Oh, we have patience. Wow. We have patience with the Hanged One, which ultimately represents patience. A double message of patience. Whew, boy. All right. What animal does this look like to you? I don't know what animal this is. I know you can't actually, tell me. I can't hear you is what I'm saying. However, I'm asking because I need to figure it out in order to look it up in the little deck. There's no other way. So you sit with that. You sit with patience being this double message, and I'm going to try to figure this out. So, what could it mean for you? Patience. Literally, y'all, there is there's no system in this book. It's in alphabetical order of the animal, but if you don't know the animal, you don't know what letter to look up. So settle in. Oh, I wonder if you guessed it. I didn't know what this was. Did you know that this was a crocodile? If you did, woo, you win. I didn't know this was a crocodile. I thought it was like a lizard or something. Anyway, crocodile, patience. This card represents patience and consideration. Crocodiles are ambush predators, and their strategy involves waiting and educated prediction. They observe the habits of their prey, monitor watering holes, and strike only when ready. This card is a symbol of careful judgment and deliberation. It urges caution, warns against impulsive decisions, and it advises you to weigh your options. The presence of the crocodile in your reading might also indicate there is no easy answer to your question, or whatever you're deliberating will be a complex decision. That makes sense, right? Because we're talking about your relationship with your mom. Why would it be simple? Why would it be a simple decision? So because grief is so many things, I also pulled out a few emotion cards for you, just to see if any of these resonate with you for where you're at on your journey. Exhaustion, weariness, fatigue, draining. Yeah. There's not even any meat on the bones of this horse. It's a skeleton. And it's still going. That takes the experience of patience and careful deliberation to another level, right? It's a weary, it's an exhausted, it's a fatigued patience. Sad, of course. Unhappy, joyless, dejected. I feel like especially around Mother's Day, right? Like to see so many people and so many advertisements celebrating a relationship with a mom that you don't have. Like you either don't have that relationship or you don't have access to your mom in that way, or you don't have access to the joy in that way. This weekend might have been real triggering for you. It was triggering for me. Lonely, isolated, alienated, friendless. You know, one of the reasons that I do readings like this, and I've done one every year for the past few years, one of the reasons that I do readings like this is because it's extremely healing for me that there is now a space where I don't feel alone anymore. I'm like, if I feel this, there are other people in the world who feel this. You know? But it's also really lonely. It feels really isolating. It has felt really isolating to be in not a homework, holiday type of energy around my mom. And I imagine it's that way for you as well, viewer. Let's see what tarot cards we have as we keep getting more and more of your message. The Magician. I love. The Fool. Wow. Okay. The Nine of Swords. The Ten of Swords. Okay. And the Four of Swords. Okay. So if your question is, what do I do while I'm waiting? Your answer, one answer, is to rest, is to do anything that feels like rest for you. Laying down. I was going to list off a lot of things, but because there is such an exhausted energy here, I'm like, whatever the first thing is that comes to mind that sounds like rest, just do that. Go sleep. Just go to sleep. It's just like, this is so burdensome on you. It's so draining on you. It's so sad. It's so sad that it feels a little jarring to me to see the fool and the magician here. To talk of a new beginning when you're feeling exhausted and sad and lonely. There's something within me that's saying it feels almost disrespectful, like it feels too soon. If that feels true for you, I wonder if you pause the reading here, you go rest, and then you come back. You come back whenever you're ready to hear about the new beginning. Maybe you practice that for anything, for everything that shows up right now in your life that feels like new energy, and you're just like, look, I can't engage with that. I'm too sad to. I'm too exhausted to. I feel too lonely to just up and get into that thing, to get into that opportunity, to go there, to be with those people. I'm just too tired. Okay, that's okay. Make rest your priority. Because the depression that you're experiencing, the grief that you're experiencing, the anxiety that you're experiencing, it's real. It's real. Your heart is going through it. And if the heart is going through it, the body is going through it. And if the body is going through it, the mind is going through it. So you are going through it. You get to have patience with yourself. The new beginning will come. It's inevitable that the new beginning will emerge. I no longer even want to talk about the new beginning. It's here, we see it. Great. But look at every other card here. I'm almost like imagining that there's like, because just of the shape of it all and where these two are in position, I can see almost like you getting in the fetal position, you resting in a tight ball, you getting into child's pose, and it's just like you being so close to you being so close to you in your body, in your soul, with your inner child, just like getting really tight with you. And I sense that is the process. Resting, sleeping, being in small spaces where you feel safe. That is the process that creates the new beginning, that creates the breakthrough. It's through sleep that our dreams come through. It's through meditation that we often have visions or clarity. It's through sleep and rest and meditation that we feel just a little bit more unburdened. So, your message, pile number 1, is to be patient with yourself. You're exhausted. You're sad. You're feeling isolated. Be a friend to you. Take your time with yourself. Rest as often as you can, whenever you can, however you can. Rest. The new beginning will emerge whenever you're ready. If this is where we part ways today, I'll catch you in the future. If you are drawn to another pile, I will see you very soon. Take care and rest well. Bye. Hey there, pile number 2. Let's see what oracle message we have for you. Reveal. Something's being revealed. Let's read up about this energy, the spirit animal's energy. Okay, this is the badger spirit animal. This card represents revelation and uncovering hidden truths. As creatures burrow deep into the earth, they seek to reveal food, warmth, solitude, or protection. Burrowing creatures have long been associated with treasure hunting or delving for secrets. The earth is also the final resting place for many creatures, including humans. And delving underground may also be associated with revelations about life and death. This card urges you to dig deep and find the answer you seek. Okay, so there's something that you're digging deep into. There may be a family secret or a secret that about your mom that's coming up to the surface at this time, or that you're digging for, or that your guides are digging for, and it will emerge very soon, or it has emerged recently. That's hard. It's hard when it comes to you and you weren't looking for it fully, because it's extremely disruptive. It's hard when, someone, a loved one, your mom gets sick or passes. That's hard. Whether you saw it coming or you didn't, it brings up so much pain. So much fear. It feels so final. Everything you do with her is like it's the last time you'll be able to. Or the last time was the last time and you didn't know that then. It's like you're grieving everything. It's so much. So I pulled some emotion cards for you to see if any of these resonate. We have vulnerable, defenseless, unprotected, helpless. Yeah. Death can do that. Leave us feeling very vulnerable and very unprotected. Or being in relationship with your mom where you know that you can't go back to what it was. That maybe your childhood has deeply ended. Your innocence has ended. The trust that you had within her or with her has ended. Something has died because of something that you find out. It's such a deep type of vulnerability on that level. It's such a deep type of vulnerability. Guilt might feel blameworthy, responsible, or at fault. It always used to. I now understand how and why people feel guilt when a parent or a loved one passes. I now get it. It's like you wish you could have done more for them. You wish that you found out sooner. You wish that you pushed for that treatment. You wish that there's just so many what ifs. And death feels so final, so it's like, if I had made a different decision, would she still be here? If I had asked for help sooner, if I had gotten her to that specialist, if we had that money for that treatment, would she still be here? If I called her more, if I showed up more, if I told her that I loved her more, would she be happy with me? Does she know that I love her? Like, guilt. So much guilt. Was it enough? Was what I did enough? Is the question. I hear that. I get that. I feel that too. And if your mom has not transitioned, but for your well-being, you are loving her from a distance, there's so much guilt in that too. Because you are acutely aware that some people don't have their moms. Some people can't just call their mom up or can't just go see her. But you know that she's not safe like you thought she was. You know that the love that she has for you is conditional. You know that the way you are triggered around her hurts so much in the moment and after the moment for so long that you can't do that to yourself anymore. And it might make you feel really guilty. And I get that. I really do. And we have resentful, indignant, offended, bitter. I love this card. I don't love when someone I'm in relationship with feels resentful of me. I don't. Because I feel like there's nothing I can do to shift that reality for them. I love this card because it feels better to feel resentful than it does to feel vulnerable or guilty at times. Resentment is like the most bitter form of anger. And anger can make us feel like we're empowered. It can, pettily empowered. And the thing is, there is nothing anyone can do to shift resentment for you or for anyone. It's just a state that you're in. Someone has deeply offended you. You are indignant. It is not right. It is not just. Period. It is immovable for you. It's not a boundary, it's a wall. And that's just what it is. There's something powerful about the stubbornness in resentment, I think. It shows you not only where your boundaries are, it shows you parts of who you are. at this time in your life, what you will not stand for, no matter who it is. So if there is resentment coming up in your relationship with your mom, recognize also that you're learning who you are through it. That's something that's being revealed. Let's see what your tarot cards are offering. The Ace of Cups. So your vulnerability may reveal the places and the relationships in your life that can hold you in your vulnerability and that deepen because you are vulnerable and because you are open. Judgment. So I've believed for a very long time that guilt does not have a transformative quality to it. Like, we can really get stuck in guilt. We can be there and we can be there until we believe we've been punished. There's something about guilt that has a part of us like wanting and craving blood, like wants us to be punished. We're afraid to be punished. We're afraid that we're going to get in trouble within guilt. But there's a part that's like, maybe this will be resolved when I'm just punished enough. It's like, I feel like guilt actually has some shadow, kind of dark energy to it. And dark, not to say it's a negative thing actually, but to say like there is an underbelly to guilt. It craves for us to be punished. It expects it. It expects it. So when we feel guilty, we don't always tell people that we feel guilty. Or we act in ways that are defensive because we assume that we're going to be punished or we're going to be judged. Or people are going to look at us differently, or people are going to be mean or unkind to us. We assume that we're going to be punished, so we punish other people when we're projecting, but when we're feeling guilty. And then when you're feeling guilty and you let someone know you're vulnerable in the relationship and you let someone know and they meet you with compassion. Have you ever felt that? I felt that recently. And it was so nice. And after I got off the phone with the person, I was like, I still feel bad. Like, I guess, and I realized that I was like, I guess I expected someone to be mean and like something feels unsatisfying or unsettling about the kindness I just received. Like, guilt is like, you know? Guilt is like, dang, the person's just gonna be kind to me? Thank you, I guess. Now what do I do with the guilt? Like, it's sticky. It's a sticky emotion. It's a sticky emotion. And I sense someone else can forgive you. Someone else can be kind to you. Someone else cannot hold a grudge against you. When you feel that you've done something wrong, they absolutely can. But the true transformation that happens when we're feeling guilty comes when we forgive ourselves. Comes when we tell ourselves, you know what? There is more that I could have done for my mom. But at the time, with the information that I had, I did the best that I could. Or you know what? Yes, there are other people out here in the world who don't have their mom and can't just call them up. But the relationship that I have with my mom is not okay for my mental health. It's not okay for my well-being. And that's significant. And I get to choose not to speak with her or not to engage or not to deepen a relationship. I get to have boundaries. Other people not having their mom doesn't mean that I can't make this decision in my life with my mom. They are not equal. It's two different experiences, and I don't have to map someone else's experience onto my own to make it legitimate. I don't. And I won't do that to myself because it's not fair. Start talking to yourself like that, the guilt's going to be like slowly doing a little dance, getting a little dislodged, you know? Your forgiveness means the world. It means the world to you. Your forgiveness, your acceptance of what is, it means the world to you. We always think, I think as kids, we always think our mom's perception of us means the world to us. And for a while, it does. But truly, what makes us feel so vulnerable is that's not sustainable for our entire lives. Our perception of us is actually what means the world to us. It's okay to disagree with someone else, even the person who was the portal to bring you into this world. It's okay. You're not meant to be exactly like anyone if you don't want to be. The Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups under resentment. Okay. Yeah, I'm just getting like the sensitivity that you have is a gift and it's a blessing. And you may not go to a place of resentment easily. It may take quite a bit of time. It may take quite a bit of circumstances or multiple relationships or multiple experiences having the same sort of energy, the same boundaries crossed, the same experiences and dynamics for you to feel resentment. So when it comes to you feeling resentment with your mom, sit on your throne. Sit on your throne, love. Bask in the resentment. Allow yourself to feel the full nature of the bitterness, because whether she knows deeply what she did or didn't do to be there for you in the ways that you needed, whether she knows or not, your feelings are valid. The impact that her action or inaction took, that her beliefs or her words had, that her presence or absence made, that her energy and expectations took on you. It matters. How your body is reacting and responding, it matters. You are now, and have been since your birth, a separate being from your mother. You just have been. Your resentment might be the catalyst to deepen that truth of like, wait, I'm an individual. You need to back the fuck up with love. I love you, mama, and back the fuck up. We love resentment when it creates boundaries. The Seven of Wands, that feels like the sentiment I just shared, back the fuck up. And the Five of Cups. Yeah, within this grief that you're feeling, another thing that's being revealed are it's your capacity, your boundaries, what you will and won't stand for. And it might not be sometimes it might come with an energy of back the fuck up. Sometimes it might come very softly, like, I just can't do that. I just don't care about that. I just don't want to go there. I just don't want to be around those people. Period. It doesn't have to be explained. It doesn't have to be questioned. It doesn't have to be justified. You don't have to do anything more than just not do what you don't want to do. And the quicker and the easier that you allow the process to be, to accept that, to forgive yourself for where you are at in your journey because of how vulnerable you're feeling, the more and more gets revealed on this journey, and the quicker that grief moves through you during this cycle of it, because there will be more. Don't let nobody tell you you're just going to get through all the grief and forever and you're never going to get back to it. just this chapter of it might move with a little bit more smoothness. Yeah, don't resist. You don't have to resist. Just breathe through, cry through, move with, and feel it all. Feel it all. And let what emerges emerge. All right, we're going to pause this reading here. If this is where we part ways, I just encourage you to be easy on yourself. Till the next time that we share space and time, take really good care of you, and I will catch you in the future. Bye. Hey there, pal number 3. So let's see what animal spirit card, animal spirit energy is with you. Oh, the turtle with peace. It's a really beautiful card and energy. Let's read up about this turtle. This card represents the peacemaker, diplomat, and ally. The sea turtle is a natural gardener, grazing on seagrass, which houses aquatic life, feeds other sea creatures, and allows space for underwater animals to breed, nest, and hide. This card encourages a peaceful environment where others around you may flourish. It asks you to work with others to maintain peace and cooperation. Know that true peace often requires hard work. It does. Peace is not a given. It's not easy to cultivate, especially when you're feeling like this. So I pulled some feelings cards for you as well, just to see if any of these feelings might resonate in your reading as well. We have longing, yearning, wistful, homesick. Disappointed, disillusioned, defeated, and let down. And we have afraid, frightened, fearful, scared. You know, I feel like longing and disappointment, they often go together, right? Especially when we're longing for something that we feel we've never had, or we had it in our expectations. We had it in a way that we thought, we hoped for it, but we realized that it didn't actually show up for us. You might be longing for a connection with your mom that you've never had before. You might be longing for her to be the type of person that she is not, and very disappointed that she's not. Maybe afraid of what that means for your connection with her, for your desire to be with her or around her, for how you want to continue to invest in the connection, if you do. You might be longing for the very best parts of your mom, whether because she's transitioned on and you literally can't experience that with her in this plane of existence again, whether because there is a substance or a relationship where she's really dependent or addicted, and she's just not available. She's not available for those best parts. Whether because she's really sick in one way or another, and she literally can't. Like, you know that she could if she was well, but she's not well. And so she can't. I could see also how fear would come up with that too. Just being faced with the possibility of her transitioning or things getting worse before they get better. I could also see how fear would come up in the journey to make peace with this space that you're in with her. Whether she's sick, whether she's unavailable due to dependency, whether she's transitioned, but to make peace with the longing that you're feeling, to make peace with the disappointment that is with you, to make peace with the fear. It feels like a tall order. Wow. Let's see what your tarot cards have to say. We have the Nine of Pentacles. You're longing for either a time in the past. You're either longing for a time in the past when things were just really good, or you're longing for a future time where things would be really good. Yeah. And you're thinking, back then I felt peace. In the future, I would feel peace if this circumstance was here yet again. Dang, this is like some high level, spiritual, emotional work, journeying. Because the question that's coming to mind, the question that I'm receiving is, how about you make peace in the present? How about you make peace with the fact that you're not in the past? Or you make peace with the fact that the future isn't here right now? Whew. I'm curious, Spirit, how? How does the viewer do that? So in this disappointed card, right, there's something that the person is losing, or there's something that's slipping away. Especially when disillusioned or let down. There was a standard or an expectation that you had of your mom or of yourself, and you're feeling really defeated that it didn't come to pass. Whenever we lose something, or whenever something departs from us, or whenever we are separated from something or someone, there's something new that's coming in. If you notice, the person is looking up. This thing is like escaping them, literally into another plane. Like, they can't fly. They can't get up, and they can't just like lift off up into the air and grab it. They could jump, but gravity's going to pull them back down. With the Knight of Cups, there is something coming in this plane. There's something coming in that won't be like, that isn't of a different dimension. It's of this dimension. It's of this time. It's of this line. It's going to walk towards you. It might not run. It might not come very quickly. But you'll be able to see it or feel it coming. You'll be able to sense it if you stop only looking up. If you stop only looking back at what it was, or only looking to the future of what it could be if it was in the past again. Because that's really what it is. It's a projection of the past onto the future. It's a longing for the present to be like the past. And unfortunately, time and our lives and our environments And our relationships, they don't work in reverse, unfortunately. We don't go backwards. Even when we feel like we're going, quote unquote, backwards in our healing journeys, we actually aren't going backwards. We go back to people, we go back to situations, we go back to places, and we realize that we have changed. That not everything is just the same, that things are actually quite different than we thought before. And sometimes it's not until we go back that we realize how far we've come, how much we've grown, and what all has changed for us, or what all has changed in the other person or other people or the place or the situation. What I'm seeing is it might be important to go back, whatever it is you're longing for. So if you're longing for a certain time in your life, are there journals that you have from that time in your life? Go back and read them. Get a clearer picture, a more complete picture of what that time was like in your life. Remember, it wasn't all just this 9 of Pentacles energy. Sit with past you through your journal entries. If you don't have journal entries, go talk to somebody who knew you when you were that age. Especially if it's an elder, somebody who kind of like in some way keeps you stuck at that age. It could be your mama, it could be somebody else, but there's something to revisit for you to be able to see that you're in a different place and that what you're longing for, there's something incomplete about what you're longing for. And that might support you in coming to more of a sense of peace with where you are. Wow, Spirit, what a message. All right, we have the 6 of Swords. This fear is taking you on a journey. As we see through this image, there is a journey that you're afraid to take. There is a road that you're afraid to walk down. You're afraid of what's going to jump out at you. You're afraid of if the temperature will change, if the climate will be, hospitable to you. You're afraid. You're afraid of so many things. You're afraid of the environment. You're afraid of the creatures. You're afraid of the people. You're afraid to be outside. You're afraid you don't know what's through the thicket. You don't know what's on the other side. You don't know what it's going to feel like walking through. There's so many things that you're afraid of. Ultimately, you're afraid to take the next step. You're afraid to be on the journey with the 6 of Swords here. You're afraid to be hopeful. You're afraid to hope that there could be peace. You're afraid to encounter peace, especially knowing that the journey to peace is not easy. You think of all the peacemakers that we have encountered in our life, that we know of, whether in our communities, in our families, or the ones that we know of on larger scales that the whole world knows about, knows their names. Many of them were murdered. Many of them were jailed. For some reason, not everybody's a fan of peace. So I think there's good reason that you feel afraid to take this journey towards peace, because it's going to be really clarifying about who is supportive of peace in your life, who's supportive of you experiencing peace in yourself or with yourself, and who's not. It's going to get so starkly clear, you're not going to be able to not see it anymore. And that might be the stuff that you're afraid of on the journey. That might be the stuff you're afraid of on this road. You might be afraid of losing more things, losing more people, feeling more disappointed and disillusioned, having to face how much longing there is in your present life about the things that are in your present life, the things that feel incomplete here, presently, not just in the past, but also in the life that you're living today. Wow. 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 This feels like it's related to your relationship with your mom. It's related to the feelings that are coming up about your mom. But it also feels like it's transcending that. It's about your life. This journey towards peace will, of course, impact your relationship with your mom. If you journey towards peace with her, you might discover that she's not a fan of peace in the way that you are. There might be something that is disillusioning about that with her. You might discover that your journey towards peace impacts your relationship with all of your family members, with your friends, with your lover or lovers, with your work, with your creativity, with how you bring in funds or resources, with your community. There's so many things that we encounter in this life, that we engage with, so many people. And I'm feeling that you may be so much emotion and energy coming up in this reading. I'm sensing that you may be afraid to take the next step on this journey towards peace because you're afraid to feel disappointment and disillusionment and this sense of defeat all over again. You're afraid to be in a space of longing. You're afraid to acknowledge how much you have been longing for. I get that. I hear you. Ooh. So this is actually what you're journeying towards. This is what it's going to be like for you. So notice this isn't a lot of people. So if you have a lot of people in your life right now and you're afraid that your journey towards peace might mean that you let go of these people or these people let go of you, that is very possible. And what is also possible is that the quality and the caliber of the connections that remain in your life and that come into your life, it's everything you've ever longed for. And it's actually more complete than what you thought the past was and what you were projecting the past would be onto the future. It's actually more whole. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. Your peace, this journey towards peace, the foundation of it is you investing in yourself, is you taking care of yourself, you tending to yourself, you being with yourself and kind to yourself, you showing up for yourself, you setting your boundaries, you getting your hair done if that's what you like to do, or doing your hair yourself. Like, it's you tending deeply to you. It's you being the mother to yourself, either that you did not receive or that you no longer have access to. It's you mothering you with a fierceness, with a love, with a consistency. And you just taking step after step after step on this journey towards peace. It's okay to be afraid. Your fear, I think, is very valid. There's a lot of things, a lot of connections, a lot of life that is getting ready to change for you. Love yourself through it. Make peace with yourself through it as often as you can, in whatever ways you can. Sense what's coming. Feel the fear and also sense that this is more whole than anything you ever wanted before. It's what you wish those connections were. That's incredible. And that's what's on its way to you as you just keep taking care of you. Very powerful reading. Thank you so much for sharing this space and time with me. And thank you, Spirit, for allowing this message to come through. If this is where we part ways, well, let me say let's pause here today. And I will catch you in the future. You just keep tending to you. You just keep tending to you. It's all working out. It's all presently working out. Take really good care. I'll see you soon. Bye.